I let you keep going. Wonderful. Feedback. Good. It's beautiful to hear you. I know you said it's very new, right? So it's a rough draft. Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's work on it in that spirit. How old are you, by the way? 23. Okay. I think it's interesting to know what one focuses on when one's learning in the early stages, right? And sometimes the priorities you set in those early moments can have long-ranging effects without knowing it, yeah? For me, there's two or three kind of basic things that I think you should focus on more, if it were me, yeah? I'm always about this. The dynamic range is not nearly large enough. Yeah? I don't hear a big difference between your fortes and your pianos. Yeah, it's a beautiful sound. It's rounded, and I never felt. It was always lovely, but it was somewhat stuck in the middle dynamically. Yeah, and Chopin lives so beautifully in this sort of. I love the way that in Chopin you have a singing voice, that's deep, and then it suddenly can vanish into this mezzo voce and sort of dream, and then it comes back to and that element of the coloristic difference in a way, not just dynamic, but also the color changes between deep and light, and those things you could do a lot more, and your fingers are certainly capable of it. It's just a question of setting your priority system a little bit. I would also say, for me, the stakes, the emotional stakes, need to be higher. Yeah? Because these are like little romantic poems, right? They're extremely brief, many of them, shockingly brief, often, right? And you have to distill, like my father used to distill alcohol in our. Yeah, you have to, within 10 seconds, you have to create, desperate, either, desperately stark or lush and, Parisian salon or windswept tundra, right? And within the first four, even, he's very careful to write the most dramatic possible contrasts. For example, between the first and the second, between the second and the third, and I think it might be a mistake to move so quickly from one to the other. We do need a second to absorb, yeah. Just, whew, yeah. Okay. But then on top of that, use that moment to change your outlook, your worldview, yeah. Because otherwise, both we, the listener, and you don't have time, yeah. And then the third thing, I guess I would say, voicing is a thing, because you, which is actually admirable for you. You tend to play every voice a little bit the same. I hear all the voices. Right? You don't neglect any. Sometimes I wish that you did neglect one a little bit. Yeah. So that the transparency of the inside of the texture would be. Yeah. I felt for sure that it's a very high bench. Hold on a moment while I adjust my worldview here. But for example, I heard, I don't know, it was in my face a little bit in a way that I didn't really want it to be. I wanted the cellist, and you can have your throbbing heart, up here, but in another layer of the texture. Yeah, you want to try just the beginning of that one for just voicing? That's a kind of easy fix, ideally. Yeah, do you have a, do you know a lot of cellists in your life? Have you? They really like to get the spotlight, you know, in my experience. They don't like to be drowned out, yeah? And they love to sit on their bottom strings. They love to draw sound from the bottom of the instrument. I found myself wondering, let me try that piano for a second. I don't know if it's just the do you hear when you play and the piano spins back at you? Yeah? That's the kind of sound that I want a little bit more from you. You know, that sort of, Shabak, my old teacher, used to say, there was such a beautiful thing. There's a thing in a Masterclass where he says this, where, you know, when you're playing Beethoven, Mozart, and Haydn, right, you, he was demonstrating with the Moonlight Sonata. He's like, you can't do, you have a certain responsibility. You can't do, that's silly, it feels a little, you have to stay with the note, you know what I mean? Whereas in Chopin, you can give the sound to the instrument, right? And let the piano ring, yeah? Let the piano do the work, yeah? And that's a huge thing for you. I think you need to work on that element. So let's work on the voicing and that together, yeah? I slightly worry that your left shoulder is causing that lack of, yeah? Forgive me for a second, yeah? Can I just, yeah. I've been desperate to do this, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but relax, your finger doesn't need to be quite so knuckly, yeah? Yeah, it could be, yeah, 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 there. Better. Which note do you love the most of those first 8 notes?
This one.
Really? Okay, good. Let's do that one. Yeah. I like the C sharp also that comes afterwards, but your mileage may vary. Yeah. Like many pianists, your left shoulder, when you want to be expressive, creeps up and you lose the connection to the instrument a little bit. Yeah? Good. Yeah, can you hear a little bit the dissonance against the chord? Sometimes you seem a little... Almost. I want to hear that this is a dissonance and this is not. You know what I mean? Sometimes you seem a little, you know what I mean? You're making a gorgeous sound, but you're not hearing the dissonances per se, yeah? I felt that in the second one too, yeah? Yeah, we'll work on that in a minute, yeah? Go, that I felt a little more sadness, yeah? You're too young to be that sad, I guess, but... Yeah, and meanwhile, isn't the right hand with little accents too? Aren't they? Am I mistaken? I haven't played these pieces since I was a little twerp, so... but as I remember, there's little, like, yeah, I assume they continue, right? Do you feel that way too, that they... And also the right hand's written sotto voce, right? Okay, wait. Play me the right hand alone, sotto voce, with the little heartbeat accents. Yeah. It's not so easy, is it? Yeah. I feel like your fourth finger is reacting to the key rather than acting on it a little bit at the moment. Yeah, but like a little. Oh shit! Sorry. There we go. In the key. Yeah, yeah. Like you're almost, you never leave. Oh, wow. You're almost always within the key action, so it's just kind of within the key throbbing. Yeah? Oh, and the second one should be less, right? Yeah. It's not so easy, is it? Yeah. Each one, right? No, no. First one more, second one less. Oh, no, see, the first one was good, the second one was not so good, yeah? You have to, as Starker used to say, the key to all technique is anticipation. So before each accent, you have to slightly change the key speed, yeah? Yeah. Better. Can you feel so? This. Yeah. Almost. It's funny. Yeah, because is there a way to sort of not let the key come all the way up? Yeah. Yeah, but the second one is less, like almost ghosted. Yeah, as they would say in jazz playing. Yeah. Yeah. Good. There you go. There we go. Good. That's a lot to work on, right? Just right there, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sotto voce, of course, right? Hard, right? Yeah. You seem like each. Can you think of each pair like as one gesture? Yeah. Going from the first. Don't forget, yeah, but you don't prepare for each accent. Now, yeah, no, okay, so play the first two. Now we get ready again for the next one. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Good. Can you do that same thing quieter? Yeah. Not to be difficult for extra credit. Yeah, sotto voce, true. Yeah. Don't forget to prepare. No, you're not doing the accents anymore, yeah? No, accents. Don't forget the accents. Yes, good. 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 Now let's put the cellists in with that. Sorry to be... I need a sound in the left hand that is so self-evidently beautiful that you just are arrested by it, yeah? The sound itself, yeah? And it's too similar to the right hand sound right now, yeah? Yeah, watching, yeah, you'll be very much happier in 5 years that I told you not to do that, yeah? Because you'll, yeah. Crescendoing through here to here. That's where that's the climax of that, right? Yeah, you're a little bit you understate. Yeah, the dynamics that are written, and maybe the next thing you should do with this, go through the score circle every dynamic and do it 8,000,000% more than you're doing it. Yeah, yeah. That's two things for that. Yeah, let's hear a little of this. I'm not sure you hear how weird this is. In the context of Chopin, yeah? In the context of anything, to be honest, yeah? But you also owe me a few measures that you skipped, yeah? That's okay. Play me this. Can you create a key attack that's a little more stark for the diminished seventh? How would you do that? What would you do? How would you change the speed of the attack to make it sound weirder? Yeah. me, I'd try like slightly deeper. Humor me for a second. Lift your third finger that you're about to play and bring it down slowly. Slowly. Yeah, but deeply. Yeah, yeah. That's a little better. Yeah. Yeah, good, okay, good. So within the context of this first bar or two, the A sharp is the renegade, the adrift note, right? And you don't want it to fit in. It's not there to be nice. It's there to disrupt our sense of our harmonic home, yeah? It's there to be ugly a little bit, right? Yeah. Now, better. Yeah? I still don't hear that is meaner than that. Yeah? Yeah? Are you sure that the pedal is your best solution also for this? Yeah? I've struggled with this. He doesn't write any pedal. I could bore you for hours with my lecture about Chopin pedaling, but Chopin did meticulously notate pedaling. It wasn't, oh, maybe, no. It was intrinsic to the way that he often notated. And so when he doesn't write it, I'm not saying you can't ever pedal when he doesn't write the pedal. Of course you can, but you should think about it. You should take more responsibility for it. Yeah. Yeah. It's tricky. Can you reach that 1-3? Good. You can reach that, right? Can you do 1-4? That sounds a lot weirder and more disturbing to me than your first version, yeah? So I like that. A little dusting of pedal is not the end of the world, but I'm not sure that he's not after that here, yeah? Better. Nope, you owe me 2 more beats, right? Now. Can you play it? So, I'm not sure your arm is as involved as it could be, yeah? You know, as Shevak also used to say, I'm always rampantly stealing from him, that the music isn't the notes, but it's between the notes. Yeah? That interval, and the way that you think about the speed of the, yeah? Go right on that measure, and as you go from the B to the D, think about the speed of the attack, yeah? How it relates to how it passes from one to another, yeah? You're not bringing enough sorrow to bear, yeah? You're not dark enough. You need to like smoke a lot of cigarettes and drink a few martinis and then wake up way too early, and then you'll be in the place where you need to be to play that note, yeah? One more time, give me the whole measure. It lasts 4 beats, right? Yeah. That's better. That's definitely better. Playing the same attack is going to give you the same sound. I would experiment with a slower, deeper, like a bigger preparation. Yeah? Yeah? we're sitting there for 2 bars listening to this desperate accompaniment, and then we really have to, this has to be an event, yeah? I would lift a whole beat before, yeah? A whole quarter note, yeah? Better. Oh, no, the whole measure, yeah? One more time, right? The note was better though. It felt, that had more depth of sorrow in it, yeah? Just give me 2 beats before, is that okay? Yeah? Yeah? Good? I felt a little more intention there between the 2 notes. Ah! Yeah? I mean, you can't write a weirder accompaniment than that, right? Yeah? He's definitely after this almost atonal, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, good. Yeah. You see that little hinge there that it's slightly bringing forward and up a tiny bit, and it limits what colors you can make, yeah? Try actually the beginning of the next one, now with that in mind. You know, and imagine as dark and miserable as whatever that used to be, right? Now, right? You're on a, let's say let's shouldn't say that now, but a beautiful Grecian island when it's not too hot, right? And the wind is sweeping, the breeze is sweeping over the Mediterranean, right? And everything is, you know. It's hard, isn't it? Can we make that more legato? It sounds a little too fingery to me. Do you know what I mean? Do you feel that way too? It sounds, I'm hearing. Also, the legato is, it's interesting to write leggermente and legato, but I need both, yeah? Uh-huh. I see. I don't want it to sound like Bach. Yeah. Yeah, you suddenly dry up the texture at the end, so it sounds a little. Better. Yeah, good. That's better. Yeah, that feels more like a wind. Yeah. Good. Okay. Now, can you make the right hand suddenly as desperately sad and hungover as the last right hand note was in the previous prelude? This one, fresh, yeah? And just totally delighted with life, yeah? Good. Can you give me a little more depth? You see that hairpin down there? Yeah. Can I yell at you about dynamics again? Yeah. Ta-ta! I need a little more. I need a tiny bit more depth on the B. Ta-da! So that I feel the whole thing diminuendos to the next note. Yeah. Just play that for me. Hold on. Forgive me, okay? Yeah. Again, Shebak used to always be obsessed with what notes are down and which notes are up. Yeah. Down, up. Not down, up, down, down. Down, up. It's so easy, right? Yeah. You're still not quite as down on the down as you could be, yeah? You don't like to be down for some reason, yeah? Yeah? we go. Good, be careful about the pedal. If you lift it too much, it sounds again like Glenn Gould suddenly in the left hand, which you don't want it to be, yeah? As much as he is brilliant, you know, but this is not his area, yeah? Let's put it that way, yeah? Good. Can you just play that chord for me and with like you're tasting a delicious cheese? Yeah. There we go. Yes. There's the color. Yes. Great. That's what I need is color. Yeah. Yeah. I need splashes of color. No, because I notice you play the note and your hand stops. Can you imagine like, you know, Nadal like serving, going and then stopping, right? He wouldn't do that, right? It wouldn't make any sense, right? Use your arm, follow through, yeah? Otherwise, you stop the, yeah? No, yeah, because you see what happens, you play, and this arm just goes, right? Yeah. And you don't, yeah, right. You still don't. Yeah, you still don't like to keep moving, yeah? You have a control thing there that I'm interested in unpacking, yeah? Just play for me that. You're more worried about your left hand right now for all kinds of good reasons, but just play them with the right hand one more time. Do you feel like your wrist, yeah? Better. It's better. I still think there's a more... Trust me, yeah. It's not rocket science finally, but I'm slightly worried that your wrist hinge is frozen here, yeah? Slightly, yeah. Yeah, play. Wow, just like strum. No, I hear 3 fingers. I don't want to hear 3 fingers. I want to hear 1 strum. Yeah, there you go, yeah. Yes, that sounds like a color, yes. Yeah, that's better. But, wait. Smile. Good. Yeah. Okay, good. The color is much better. The color is much better, and the character is better. Now it's just unpacking it. Yeah, working on it. Yeah, good. So I'm doing quick. This is like speed dating, 1 prelude at a time. Let's just briefly touch this one. I know you had a little memory things, right, about the what does espressivo mean to you in this context?
Like narration.
I'm seeing leggero for the whole previous one, which is an expression of kind of. In Brahms, there's this dualism between dolce and espressivo, where the sound is, in dolce is floatier, and more like Debussy, kind of, more drawing out, and espressivo is this core, deep in the key, yeah? For me, that's what the espressivo means, is this kind of engagement of the diaphragm suddenly, yeah? The absolute opposite color from the one we just heard, yeah? So, do we end on a B there? We do, right? I'm not misremembering, good. So then, take a moment to hear that B dissolve, right, into the ether, right? Then. Right. Again, now this is all about, I don't know if you ever heard the Cortot recording of this. This is one of the great Cortot, yeah. Not one note is together, right? between the right hand and the left hand. And I think that's good, yeah? So let's play the color, yeah, do the last 2 bars of the previous, yeah. Just play the last, actually 3 bars if you wouldn't mind, to get that feeling, yeah? Great, well, as long as I'm being picky, there's a diminuendo written there which you're not playing, yeah? No, no. I give you about a C minus. So, do you use those here and I would do that to myself too if I heard myself, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you stay closer to the keys and just kind of rustle up to the top? Yeah. Still I get a crescendo in the middle, which I don't want. Yeah, yeah. Almost, I would keep the pedal down more or less the entire measure if I were you. Yeah. Better. And just let it. Still in a diminuendo, I think, right? Breathe. Give us a silence. Give us a silence. Off, off, off. Yeah. No, no. Yeah. You're still too happy. You're still in the Mediterranean, and I want you to be in rainy Paris, you know? Yeah, somewhere not so great. Yeah. Yeah. Can you lift your thumb? Not your arm, your thumb. Yeah, and then bring it down with. Imagine that there's, you know, like 100-pound weight on this muscle. There we go. Better. Yeah, you play and your arm doesn't move at all, and I'm fascinated by this. Yeah, yeah. Don't you feel like? Shevakov used to say that the wrist and the elbow are the lungs of the arm. Yeah, and that's such a beautiful way of thinking of like, yeah. So it lets the sound breathe. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So for example, you're on that note and you're sitting there, and the arm is moving. It tells you when to play, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that you don't have to think, oh, now I have to play. No, your arm. Right? Oh, now. You're also listening to how the sound of the main note changes during the course of the measure. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit like you run out of breath halfway through the long note, yeah? You don't really like to sink in, yeah? It's interesting. I have this sort of Rubinstein paradigm which I grew up with, you know, this sort of gravity, you know, big sausage finger, just deep. Better, yeah. Maybe sausage finger helped, yeah? Yeah. Think less about the knuckle and more about the whole finger, yeah? Yeah. You notice? Yeah. So it's so beautiful. Sorry, I always forget these harmonies, like you do too. Notice the B sounds this way, but when you change, the B actually responds to the shift in harmonics in the piano and changes its acoustic, yeah? And you listen to that, right? You're actually listening to your own voice. Sorry, yeah, that's the wrong one. Yeah. Do you hear what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that note has no future. Yeah, yeah. Do you hear what I mean? Play for me just the B and put the pedal down before you play it. Like you're ringing the piano like a bell, yeah? Almost. Let me try once. I don't know if it's the piano or... What's it doing, right? Yeah. It's in this piano for sure, that sound. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. You just have to not get in its way. Yeah? That's the key. Yeah. Better, yes. There we go. You have to want that sound. Yeah? That's such a crucial Chopin sound to have at your disposal. Otherwise, it's a lot of work, right? Yeah. There we go. Those notes are not hard, right? You can use whatever, yeah, there's no reason. The first note was really good though. That was great. You know, that I felt, I could hear the overtones, yeah? Good. Now, play for me this one. Sorry, one more time. Listen to that. Play that bar. Would you mind? You can play that bar. No? Play with all the notes. Yeah, if you mind. Better. Bring your whole arm to bear on the right hand, yeah? There's no reason to sit there. Yeah, I ever so slightly feel the left hand is drowning out the right hand. Weird to say, yeah? Yeah, it's too equal or too similar, yeah? There's still, that C doesn't have enough sorrow in it for me, yeah? You're barely moving for it. You're just giving yourself this much. Yeah. Just lift your arm, yeah. Yes, yes, yeah. Why is it sitting there? I have no idea, yeah, no idea. Lift. Yes. Left hand. Now fade. Different color inside. There we go. Now we're starting, yeah. Each harmony. No, oh no, come on. There's some respite from the endless self-pity, right? Sort of. Yeah, and if your shoulder gets tight, it's harder to brush. Yeah, almost like your left hand's just painting. There you go. Great. Yes. Good. I have like 3 minutes left, and I want to talk about the first one. Is that okay? Yeah. Yeah? No, that's okay. Don't worry. It's not your fault. It's my fault for blathering on and on. Yeah? Yeah. But I feel like there's only, I don't know how long this piece is, 45 seconds? Maybe not even that long. Yeah? And there's a tremendous amount of ecstasy contained in that very short amount of time. I think more dynamic contrast, more sense of arrival at the arrival, yeah? More diminuendo at the end, and more luscious top voice. if you can, and bottom voice, yeah? That's a small list of things that I would like, yeah? Just play for me a bass note first, yeah? Just for kicks. Yeah, but again, yes. Yeah, because Rubinstein would just sit there and, right? There's no, right, he'd just lay those down and you'd just say, oh yes, that's exactly, Oh, good. Can you, I wonder if you think, rather than bottom? Try, imagine there's almost a tiny crescendo to the A once, just for humor me for a second. Like it wants to go to the downbeat, but it can't. Yeah, that's better. It's weird for you, right? Yeah, it's almost Schumann-like in its No, that's the boring way. Yeah. Yes, there. Yeah, good. Can you make that one the best one? No? Like, yes. Yes, now that's, now fade away. Good. Okay, good. One more time. Middle voice is less, top voice more. Yeah? No, too much middle. Less thumb. Yeah? Less. Yeah. Pinky more, everything else less. No. Top voice more. Yes. No. Yeah, better. I'm sorry, this is a lot of details, but yeah. Good. Okay, now get excited. Sit back as you go to the top. Yeah. Yes. Keep going. Sit back. Yes, there we go. Okay, good. Yes, good. Yeah, that helps me a lot, yeah? I want to feel, that there's this real reward even in that short thing, yeah? I think I'm out of time, sadly, right? He's looking menacingly at me. Thank you so much. Such a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah. Morning. Great, yeah.
Unfortunately, an electronic.
That's okay, that's
this
great.
One is messy.
It's okay.
If you want to sit here, it's not a problem for me too, because we are going to do one by one. So.
Sure, I like to listen in the hall. Is that okay? Yeah, so I'll come back. Don't worry. So, two of them, right? Yeah, but you can do one at a time. Is that it? Great. I like your basic approach. It's often difficult for me to teach Bach because it's always very personal how one decides to translate it onto this instrument, right? And this music which could be for any instrument, right? Yeah. I have some kind of basic thoughts about. You were very careful and smart about the tempo in the first one, which almost was too, for me, a little too on the leisurely side. Whereas the second one, you really were moving along, and the second one is much more thorny. So I thought it could use a little more time to hear. There's some more or less insane harmonic and progressions going on in there, and even just for us as listeners to perceive the sheer intricacy and bizarreness of the voice leading. Yeah, it might have been a tiny bit faster than in your dream version. Yeah, it's also very difficult, right? And then, so we could work on that, and then I think also we could talk about the sense I get from your playing is very downbeat oriented. And that serves you well to a certain extent. But so often Bach, he goes to the downbeat and he starts from the second beat. Bach always starts from the second eighth or the second 16th or whatever, yeah? And I wonder if we work on that element of it a little bit more, that some possibilities will come to you as you think about this. It's like Bach is often this kind of river, right? That's what makes him so treacherous in performance. It's like, it just goes, right? It just spins and spins and spins, and you need to feel like you're not constantly playing catch up with the incredible, right? But if you feel there's this breathing space around the downbeats before the next thing, before the next tributary or whatever it is, yeah? That often helps me to feel that I'm breathing with Bach rather than trying to stop him. You know what I mean? Or trying to keep up with him. Does that make sense? Can we try the second one a little bit more, which is more. Do you think that there's a little direction to the? You seem to be almost self-consciously avoiding that kind of, yeah. It doesn't have to be much. Yeah. Do you think that the notes before the B flat lead to the B flat, maybe in one way or another? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily put a harmonic progression under it. Just the eloquence of the idea basically goes to the 6th scale degree, right? Good. And how do you feel? Are you sold on, or is that automatic?
Well,
There's a lot of possibilities.
I think it's easier to maintain this articulation.
Sure. Yeah.
And also, I think it's not something that needs a lot of weight.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just curious because I had this lesson from Olli Mustonen. I don't know if you know the Finnish pianist. It's in my book, this passage where at Ravinia Festival in Chicago, he revealed to me that Bach writes very few articulations, right? Including in this, right? There's not one to be found. Right? Are there no articulations? Right. Obviously, he's depending on you, the stylistically aware performer, to make the articulations that are concordant with the affect, right? That belong, right? But I think there's not just a sort of a one articulation solution, right? There's a tremendous freedom in Bach's reluctance to write. Sometimes, In the Goldberg variations, I think there's 2 articulations, right? Or there might be a few more, but in that entire hour of music or whatever it is, right? He only writes this one, right? And there's one other place, there might be a few more that I'm forgetting, but basically he says, have at it, in a certain way, right? He also only gives you 2 tempo markings, right, in the entire piece. So there's a quality in which we often get taught as young pianists that there's sort of a either detached or legato or, right? But there's a spectrum, right? And especially at the harpsichord, right? Even at the organ, there's a tremendous articulation becomes an incredible part of the rhetoric, right? In a way that we at the piano don't often. We have dynamics, so we you know what I mean? But they depend so profoundly on time and articulation, right? So the question of how, like for example, in this case, you go to this B flat, how the articulation reflects the descent through the tetrachord. Yeah, you know what I mean? How do you think of the character of the theme, for example? Is it just abstract music in some computer land, as we often think of it, right? Or does it have a, if you watch, for example, a string player, I often think of string players when I'm trying to play Bach, yeah, because I find that so compelling, the way that bowing helps me to understand the affect, you know what I mean? So, in other words, I'm not disagreeing with your slightly digital version, but there are other possibilities. Yeah? Whatever it is I want to hear the nature of the arc of the pitches. And you have the descending 4 notes, and then you have the ascending. Right? The going back. That's, to me, it feels slightly more eloquent what you just did than the first time. Just play for me those little clusters of ba 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 ba. Do you feel anything unusual in the 2 chromatic notes? Yeah. It's odd that it's an unusual choice for him. Yeah, there's something about it that requires just a little reverse engineering. Why did he write that particular thing? Yeah. So he, in other words, he creates the G sharp in order to resolve it to a G natural a bar later. Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah. I'm sorry. The other thing I felt I wanted to hear more from your playing was dissonances before you resolve them. Yeah? Bach with dissonances is a lot better than Bach without them. Yeah, and it wasn't that you played beautifully, by the way, but do you hear that before you you know what I mean? Yeah. You hear what I mean? Yeah. You don't have to overdo it, right? You just have to hear it. You have to. As Shebak used to say that to me too. I hear the note, but I don't hear you hearing it. Yeah. And obviously, this diminution is crucial to the unfolding. This is all basically species counterpoint, right, of a certain kind. So the way that you play that little passing figure is going to mean a lot, yeah? It feels a tiny bit like you're in a hurry to get through them. Great. Sorry. Yeah, no, no, it's okay. It's okay. Play once more. Play that downbeat. Just play the right hand. Just play the right hand right there. Yeah, but to A, you're not playing the. I don't hear that. Yeah, the way you're playing it. Yeah. Yeah. You're less interested in the I mean, maybe you are, but I still don't hear you. The little grind of the. Yeah. If I was going to say, yeah, that's one of the ingredients that I thought could be added to the mix of your playing of this is just hearing those. There's a million of them, and they're going to get a lot worse, right? That's just the beginning, right? Yeah. This little thing. That's just a hint of the chromatic surprises he has in store for us. Let's go on a little bit, yeah? I like this tempo a little bit less, also for your own safety, maybe a little bit less quick than you play. So I don't think, but I think, does that make sense? Yeah? Good. Right? I'm interested in just the qualities of the most basic interval. Great. Do you think you have here at F major a more F major feeling in you? Yeah. Well, for me, and I spent so much of the last 2 years playing the Well-Tempered Book 1, and okay, the piece is divided into major and minor, right? Major. But in every single fugue and prelude, of course, in the major ones he modulates breathtakingly into the minor, right? And then back out. And then in the minor fugues, he modulates into these heartbreaking major keys and then back to the sorrow. You know what I mean? So this gorgeous kind of like weaving back and forth between what were there used to be like 8 or 9 church modes, and now there's just the 2, right? Major and minor. But then Bach is creating this constant, gorgeous dialogue between them. It's never just one, right? It's always both in this gorgeous. And so when he finds himself in the major after being in the minor, I think it's worth just slightly different sense of it, yeah? You're not going on as if before, oh no, I'm in F major, yeah? And I didn't quite sense that you heard that, yeah? Yeah? I can't play this. Does that strike you as odd also? It's might be for my ear slightly too fast to hear those details also, yeah? Yeah, good, great. And you don't have to do this, but just as an idea, right? Just to throw out possibilities for you, which is all I can really do with Bach, right? You imagine that the top voice is like a register on the organ that's a kind of a wind stop. And then it has a slightly different articulation life than the rest of the texture. Yeah? Yeah. Great. Humor me once, and because I was interested in bum 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 bum, but in the major key, of course, the 6th is 1 half step. Almost. Imagine that you played with. it sounds ridiculous to say T with a little kind of Lutheran faith. T, dom, T. Good, 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 great, good. Yeah, and all is fine. Ah, yes, you kind of ran over that roadblock there a little bit. Good, 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 good. And again, do you find that odd? That E flat floating in the middle of this E major? Right? Yeah, like long term, I want to hear. Sorry. Each new half note reveals something to me. Yeah, yeah. Ti da ti da ti dum dum dum. Good, good. This could be more beautiful too. Right here. Better. Yeah, yeah. You could voice to the bass a little better there, don't you think? Or am I being? Don't hurt yourself, by the way. Yeah. I'm losing the sustain a little bit, yeah? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, there's the density of event there in those two bars. There's so much. You don't want to skip it, yeah? If there's anything of interest, you want to hear it, right? There's endless detail, right? Yeah, and it turns out that little was kind of important, right? It seemed like it's a little thing, right, at the beginning, da, 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 but it's a. We have these simple passing ones, and then these weird, where he's winding within the chromatic space, right? Good, good. And just to be boring, if you have 3 bars in a row of a sequence, are you going to diminuendo, crescendo? What's your choice? You know, or to feel, you know, Casals always said when it goes up crescendo and when it goes down diminuendo, which is a pretty good rule often. Yeah, not that you have to do anything extravagant, right? But just to hear.
Less tension.
Whatever it is, you have 3 bars. And then you want to hear the end of the sequence. Like you enter the loop and then you exit it, right? Yeah. I guess what I'm interested in is hearing, sorry. Right? That's a huge arrival within the context of Bach. Bach doesn't like to write cadences, mostly, right? He does, but he saves them. He prefers to elide, right? And so when he creates an endless purple patch like that of sequences and then a chromatic evasion, and so take a little time. Yeah, I would do Yeah, well, you're forgetting that the D holds over. yeah. Just, yeah, so you hear. And then this is another chapter, right, that's about to begin. So it's good to feel there's a kind of a division there. However you want to do it. You know, you can do it a million different ways. I don't mean to be prescriptive, right? But it's weird. You're in a little bit of a hurry in this one for whatever reason. And it's hard. I wouldn't be. Yeah. If I were you, I would play it safe and do it just a tiny bit slower, just to hear. Yeah. It tends to kind of this. Wait a minute. You don't feel there's some that is truly one of the weirdest passages in Bach that I can think of. Especially the A flat with the B natural. Right? Yeah, it should be that. Yeah, right, because we're in F major diatonic, right? Forever, no accidentals, right? Whatever it is, it's very charming. No accidentals. And suddenly we slip on a banana peel of harmonic madness. Yeah. It's again that same weird, right? I can't get over the A flat and the B natural. I don't know why, you know, that's wrong. It should be spelled G sharp for sure, right? But he's resolving it down to the G, right? Yeah. And he's sort of teasing, he's sort of meditating, right? And yeah, and you think he's going to resolve to F major, but in fact he puts it in F sharp, and then suddenly you're on your way to G minor, right? And you're not hearing that process of Bach's thinking that well. Yeah. Right. Imagine the right, which he does. It still could take an exit ramp. Still could be, but the A, the E. All of this for me would be about hearing these oddities that Bach is focusing on, yeah? All of that is relatively normal. Whatever. But that is not. Yeah? Right? Yeah, I wonder, slightly bring out the A flat. Yeah. Bring out the notes that don't belong a little bit more. Good. Again. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing that the main idea comes sailing out in the middle of that, what seems to be Bach going mad, in a weird way, right? The sort of counterpoint, unfolding, but with this little bizarre element that he's teasing out, and you're following, and you're somewhat distracted. Suddenly, right? It comes out. I wonder if you could voice to that. Make the rest of the texture more transparent, and then bring out, again, like an organ register, the main voice. Yeah, when it comes out. Yeah. So basically, you're trying to set up a narrative payoff which is an unfolding of a contrapuntal texture with a few voices, and then this sudden, unexpected appearance of the main. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So. Good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is clear, and I hear that you're hearing a little bit better. Yeah, I still feel like it sounds a tiny bit at the chromatic moments. It doesn't seem like aren't as quite aware as you could be of how far out on a precipice Bach is. Yeah, this is weird enough with the continuous insistence. Right, with this weirdness. Sorry, which is fine. Even weird. Right, but the second. Thank goodness. There, finally. Oh. Yeah, we should have a sense, oh God, yeah, Bach gave us an exit from that craziness. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you hear those cadences yet quite enough. That was better. I definitely heard the voices clearer, yeah? But if you can give us a feeling that you're unwinding all of that, postponing, the cadence, yeah? Great, yeah, because once the right hand arrives, yes, we are in C probably, right? We know that, but he puts every possible chromatic note in the meantime to distract us, right? And there's this tremendous energy of resolution. Yeah? Good, okay. Not to be a pain. Good. Again, another arrival that I think you could feel the 4 bars before the sequence creating the expectation. Yeah, not bad. You're playing quite short the bass notes. The quarter notes, the walking bass, yeah. I don't know. It's not bad. It's good. It's not bad, but there is a possibility of playing them a little bit more like a cello would. Yeah, it's because what's happening a little bit is that the 2 voices in the left hand are being lumped into one thing, and it would be nice to feel that they were a little bit more. Yeah, but your head. Yes, if your head does that, it's going to lump. You know what I mean? Yeah. Good. Yeah, and again, not to be a broken record, but here for a few bars we have what seems to be relative, uncomplicated episode, right? And then again, he's like, oh no, we're back into it, right? And so just slightly more variation of articulation also to reflect the chromatic or the non-chromatic. Yeah, does that make sense? I think whenever I see these interlocking, I think of two violinists, of trio sonata texture, especially because I've got the sort of walking bass again in the bass. Are you sure? Are you sure that short is what? Try once, a little bit long, in the right hand. Being a long sequence. So is that right? I'm still half asleep, yeah. Right? I want to hear that. Imagine, yeah, you have all the great underneath things going on, but also the large structure in the right hand, the cantus firmus or whatever it is, which is the opposite of what it is. But you know what I mean? Ta, ba, 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 governing the Good. Can you imagine ti da da, a slightly more expressive da, 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 rather than this kind of Glengouldian? Don't rush at the climactic arrival of the last time of the da, da, da. Yes, that diminished seventh chord is an important, yeah. That's the harmonization you've been waiting for this whole time, yeah. Yeah, great. Should be, right? What, yeah? I think this is the point that often happens late in Bach fugues when he arrives at the dominant pedal or whatever it is, yeah, the final fulfillment, if you want to say, of the theme. The tempo becomes a tiny bit more improvisatory. You imagine Bach bringing the congregation to a close, do you know what I mean? And you begin to hear the intervals differently, as if you're simply assembling the tonic chord, yeah? So I don't think you need to play here the same way exactly as at the beginning, right? There's a sense of, dee da dee da, following the voice, da dee do do dee do dee do dee da da dee da dee da da, right? And then we understand now that the Bach is helping us to hear the end, yeah? Yeah, I would love to hear, for example, all those little hockets, whatever. Is that right? Shocking. Yeah, the appearance of major 4 in all of that is quite unusual, right? Quite shocking, uncanny, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, you keep insisting on the B flat, right? B flat, C. Does that make sense to you? I'm hearing it as a tale of between B flat and B natural, yeah? You don't hear the B natural weirder than a just make sure. Yeah, that's not normal harmony for Bach. That's something he's doing. He's bending. Yeah, yeah. I hear a slightly more audacious Bach at the end. Try once more. Just listen to the major minor and be a little bit more attentive to the. Yeah, the major in this case. Weirdly, the major is the dissonance. Yeah. For me, I need more time to hear that resolve, but that's up to you. It's personal, yeah? Especially after. Everything's been about B flat, right? This entire contrapunctus, yeah? Good, sorry, that was exhaustive go through of the, but that's how I hear this kind of rather than prescriptive, one must play Bach this way or another. There's so many tremendous possibilities of articulation and timing. But it's so useful for me. I don't know if you've ever read this book by Lawrence Dreyfus. Is he an Oxford person? He might be. Is he? Yeah, yeah. Wonderful first chapter, especially about the first invention. Which doesn't seem, you could write a 30-page revelatory essay about it, but he's like, well, actually, Schenker is garbage, which many people feel that way. It's only us Americans who are so obsessed with Schenker. And he says, actually, if we want to know how Bach created these things, let's try to think like he did, put ourselves in his context, and then let's, Bach was obsessed with rhetoric, right? That was the way that they thought, that's the way they were trained to, and there's a way that you create the invention and then you dispose it and you order it, yeah? How would he have gone about creating a piece like the first invention? And then you have your invention, okay, you have your do, do, dee, do, dee, do, do. Then you turn it upside down, you put it in you invert the counterpoint, right? There are various operations you can do on the idea, right? And then some of them work, some of them don't, right? With any given idea. And then, if Bach says, oh, I can see that this will work and this will work, this won't work, but if I do this, I can do something amazing and get around the contrapuntal problem, right? And then you begin to hear Bach's mind operating through these pieces, the idea and then its permutations. Each time you hear it anew, a different, different, the main voice is in a different place, right? And the other voices are doing different things. Each one is about revealing a different possibility. And so in a piece like this, to hear the kind of unfolding each time what is new and what is different, what contrapuntal or harmonic thing Bach wants us to notice. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah. I'm probably out of time. Am I ever gone way over blathering about Bach now? Or is someone in charge of me?
10 minutes.
Oh, good, good, good. Let's play a little of the first one, if you don't mind, yeah? it has tremendous more arc than I feel like the first time that you played it. Yeah, interesting. I do think, you know, as long as I'm here, there is a possibility. Hearing the weaving of the two voices in the right hand a tiny bit more beautifully. Yeah, it was good, but I could have heard. Yeah. Yeah. Again, sorry to be obsessive. Yeah. Very personal too. Whenever Bach writes an ascending fourth, he seemed to have very particular relationships to particular intervals, and in the Goldberg variations, of course, because each canon's at a different interval, you really get to see Bach's like, oh, this is what I think about fourths. Their fourths are, you know, starting in fifths and seconds, right? Of course, the seconds is a constant, right? So whenever he writes this fourth, there's something very special about him. There's that famous that one, the violin, which has the most beautiful ascending fourths, climbing and climbing. So I feel like you could do a more beautiful fourth there myself, yeah, in that place, yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and yet another one. Sorry. But these like woven, yeah. It's beautiful. Anyway, is that okay? Yeah, no, of course. I hate to make you do it in the. I know at the first moment you were doing a very detached boom, but which you absolutely can do. I didn't mean to totally discourage you from that. I do find myself attracted to this more cantabile version of it, but there's definitely a lot of possibilities, right? So don't feel that I'm making you abandon that entirely. I do like hearing the pitches better, yeah, rather than the rhythms, right? There's this whole thing now, of course, and I'll burden you with one last neurosis of mine but if you listen to the wonderful, for example, the All of Bach people, the Netherlands Bach Society that's doing all of the recordings, you hear that harpsichordists play with, now these days, a tremendous amount of rubato, right? Especially around the downbeats, right? Bending the downbeats, right? And for a while that drove me out of my mind, I'll confess, yeah, until I began to sort of understand. I think it is a habit that can be overdone, but once you understand the way that Bach molds time, right, it totally makes sense within reason. You're starting to do that, and I was worried that I was making you exaggerate it, yeah, but a little bending of time to hear how the phrase turns is incredibly useful. Yeah? And as a kid, of course, my teacher yelled at me to never take any time in Bach and play exactly with the metronome, and I've unlearned all of that. Yeah, but it's a constant process of. Nothing gets better. Finding the right groove, for lack of a better term, in a Bach piece is kind of the most important thing. Yeah, when you watch a good band playing a Brandenburg, when they find and it's just running, you're like, oh yes, it feels great. And when it's not that easy, to find, and that's the same with this sort of thing, the exact kind of pulse unfolding inevitability, and then once you have that, you can bend. Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry to blather on so long. Yeah, thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Time for tea, right? Is that right? Do I have to check out of my room? That's the only main question now. beautiful things. You're in very, very good shape, and it's luckily, you know, often when I hear this piece, it sounds like chaos, not in a good way. Do you know what I mean? And this did not sound like that, which I really appreciated. I think if I was going to make my, you know, I listen as a listener sometimes, and I can just enjoy things, but then I have to listen as a teacher, which is the sort of slightly more annoying listener person that I can be. I think a good many of the dynamics are not as extreme or as precise as they might be, given, yeah. I think we can go into some of those, and I think you could get an even more breathtaking effect if you do a little more literally, yeah. For example, that just for one to be picky, these sottovoce misterioso affonato. I'm not even sure what affonato means. What affonato? What is that? I forgot. I looked it up once upon a time. Yeah, no, believe me. At least sottovoce misterioso, I thought we didn't really get. Yeah, and that happens a lot of times. And I thought that passage, therefore, didn't have the same wonderful jump cut quality. Ti-ta-ta, trombones or whatever. Pa-pa-pa-pa. Two totally different levels of expression and different bodies of the orchestra, let's say. Yeah. So there was a lot of those little things that just needed even more. Maybe than this piano in this room, it's not that easy, but certainly in this room you can afford to play softer if you want. Yeah. So there's that, and then sometimes I felt like so beautifully set up. Sometimes it felt a tiny bit more vertical than it could be. Yeah. And when you want these big shattering kind of Scrabin splats of harmony, right? You know, especially when you have the big bass notes and you have to reach for these kind of ecstatic, whatever, 9th or 11th chords. They didn't seem to inhabit that sort of other realm of sound. Yeah. I think that has to do with you're largely thinking kind of this and this. Yeah, the sort of opening of your body to create this sort of different kind of color for the climaxes. I think that would be helpful in terms of making the piece come across. I don't know. And then there's some little rhythmic. I always get really obsessed with. Scrabin wrote all these wonderful new music-seeming rhythms, right? And people just ignore them rampantly. You didn't particularly, but there were some that I thought could still be tightened, you know, and more. And there were a few places where, as usual, I just have no idea what the tempo is for a page. You know, I don't even know. Like if I'm trying to conduct it, just no clue. Now, not that it should be right, but there is a beautiful line between this kind of expressive rubato and just dissolve. Yeah. I love that you did that. I don't know, you got a nice tenuto, which I was glad most pianists forget to do that. I'm not sure it was quite as I don't know. It could have been softer, I guess, less direct. Yeah. Could have had more perfume around it. Can you try that for a minute? Yeah, it's very good. It's very knuckly. But can you give me the follow through also? Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It sounds beautiful. It doesn't sound like you're touching the piano like someone that you love. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It sounds like you're playing well, yeah, a little bit. The kind of caressing. Hairpin on the top. Just even the way that you approach the key, more sensual, I think is so essential to this music. Yeah. Can I try once just to hear that? Can I hear this piano? What's possible?
Yeah.
Sorry to make
Yeah,
it. No. I'm sorry to. Yeah, you hear what I'm after? This kind of almost imperceptible. Yeah. And you're playing so clearly and beautifully, but I think you can risk a little more in the middle of the key. Kind of almost insubstantial, So I see, for example, that your hand is very close. Do you think you have a little room to? I wanted to come with a little thing of WD-40 and loosen that a little bit, yeah. It's hard that,
Yeah.
You're right, it doesn't want to speak on the way down, right? Yeah. Almost. I could use a little more hairpin on the way up. Yeah, do you feel that too? Yeah, good. That was better, yeah. Like just a basic unit of, I guess sensuality is the word that I would use, It's kind of the gesture is not the notes, but the kind of urge, right, within them, yeah. And if you, again, free up a little bit, yeah. Do you have a more pianissimo? You're going to kill me for saying that. Yeah. You're playing a very clean, also pedal-wise. Is there a specific decision you've made about that?
I guess it's just plenty of staccato and that sort of thing. So
right.
I kind of wanted that to be somewhat perceptible.
Do you think it's I liked it. I thought it may be tiny bit on the dry side now. Yes, it's a tiny bit added of, because Chopin often, of course, wrote staccatos with pedals, right? He did that more than almost anything else, in fact. And I think it's it may be slightly that perfumed staccato, yeah?
Okay.
Can we try a little bit of the beginning of that, yeah? So we're aiming for this almost imperceptibly soft, but Good. Do you think there's, at least I feel there's a certain, yeah, this is kind of elation that's gathering, yeah. Almost a danceable, right?
Yeah.
I don't feel totally on the D sharp minor chords that you do. Good. That's beautiful. Yeah. Do you have a different color suddenly there for that harmony? Yeah. To taste it, yeah. It's not, I like that color, but a little bit like flutter pedal, yeah, in and out. Good. Yeah. Here's for extra credit. The A sharp. Can you slightly change the key speed of the attack in the top voice? So it's a little deeper than the other. Good. So always over and over again. No, maybe not two gestures. Yeah. Almost, yeah. You need a new pedal. With the left hand, I think you need a new pedal. And you have a little time after that if you need it, yeah? You seem a little tiny bit angrier than happier at this. Yeah. Is there a smile within the sound you can find at the forte there? I feel. Yeah. can see that your qualms about pedal are gone there, right? Because there's a lot of staccato there, and you're pedaling the right.
Yes, I kind of just want to sustain the bass, I guess.
Yeah, I think maybe a tiny bit less pedal there, because it sounds a little suddenly. Yeah, sorry to micromanage. Yeah. Good, good. I have those. You have those little 4 crescendos. Yeah. Yeah, good, good. But the left hand. Yeah, good, good. So, and I have a diminuendo there, right? And then again back to this gorgeous color of the semi-pedaled staccato. Right? Yeah. The sense of discovery when you play that D sharp. I think you could use a little more of that. I know it's super hard, right? I'm glad I don't have to play it. Yeah. It's not that hard, finally, right? Yeah. Maybe you're making it slightly more of a daunting, yeah? And if you miss one, it won't be the end of the world either, yeah? You're right there. Wait, that's all fortes through that, right? Yeah, sorry to be a pain. Now diminuendo. Now diminuendo. Almost. I don't hear that color right away. Can you just play with the last bar, whatever it is, or the last? Almost. You don't. It's close. I'm not feeling. When we return, yeah. It's a dance finally, right? It weirdly, as hard as it is. It's a, kind of a jig almost, not really. One more time, the same thing. I think that diminuendo really helps us to hear, the overall narrative also. It goes loud and then it retreats, right? Yeah. When you have these bass, the vertical nature of your left hand limits the color change that you're able to make, yeah? And therefore, your trombones don't come in, yeah? For some reason, they don't. Yes. I know it's hard, but can you still keep that sort of buoyant quality, even though I'm telling you to do da da, but it's sort of more dancing in the left hand still? Yeah. Isn't that the arrival of that passage right there on that amazing E 9th chord? Is there a way you can feel? I knew I was going to do that. You can feel that the series of trombone passages leads you to that one note, yeah? Almost, yeah. Whatever it is, you have to. Schubach would do that when he would just sort of like, the pianist would be working so hard, with the Mephisto waltz or whatever piece it was, and he would just go, and it would be 8 times louder and more rich and magnificent. So I think at that place you have to kind of have this deep, slow left hand, weirdly, yeah, that creates a totally different color, yeah. Play for me right there and smile at the same time. See what happens. Yeah. came up next was incomprehensible. Whatever that rhythm is. Scrabble loves to insert those annoying dotted iams floating around, yeah? Ba-dum, ba-da, dee-dum. Whatever you do, you have to set that up so that we understand what that rhythm is. Yeah, yeah? Dee-dum, ba-da, dee-dum, ba-da. I wonder, your teacher, someone wrote a diminuendo there, which is actually quite good advice. May I suggest? Yeah?
Where is that exactly?
There, there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so that you feel even though you're yeah. You just kind of throw those away a little bit more. You want to try that once? Yeah. Good. I goes to that note, right? Dee-dum, ba-da, right? Just play the left hand there. Dee-dum. Ba-dum, ba-da. Sorry. Whatever that is, da-dum, ba-da, dee-dum, ba-da. Do you feel a connection through the rest? Dee-dum, ba-da. To that, yeah. Isn't that the basic? Right? Do I have the wrong notes, probably? Yeah, that's close, yeah. Dee-dum, ba-da, dee-dum, ba-da. How about, because of the slur, what about a little more on the A at the beginning of the bar? Yeah, ba-da, ba-da. Good. Maybe slightly less accented, the bottom note just sung. Close. Dee-dum, ba-da, dee-dum, ba-da. I know it's hard to... The trouble is the skip, isn't it? Just play for me. Dee-ah. Yeah. Ba-da. Just yeah. Yes. Good. Slightly less calculated. Dee-ah, me. Better. Dee-dum, ba-da, dee-dum. Almost. Good. Okay, now with the right hand. Without the right hand. That's pretty good. I'm using this image, but like smoke from an opium pipe. You know what I mean? Almost. Yeah, I'm hearing too many individual notes somehow. Yeah. Good. Again, is there a way to feel more like you're caressing? Yeah. Good. Now your bump build a completely different tone. Yes. No, a totally different body language. Yeah. I have a little. You're a little loud for pianissimo there for me. Am I being too picky? Yeah? Would you mind? Yeah, right there, right there. That's one of those, right? I felt in the piano, you could create a sound that was more out of the frame, yeah? As a real arrival of this whole back and forth. Can you do this whole passage once more? Would you mind for me?
Yeah.
Ba ba ba. Whatever it is. Yeah. The first one. Good, good. Can I have slightly more? Sorry to be super picky. Can I have something of the accompaniment? Yeah, a long way. I still wish the piano was softer. Yeah, and maybe it's the room, but I'm not feeling two different psychological. You know, da 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 da. Yeah. Yeah, almost like you almost like comes out of the echo of the last, almost imperceptible. You almost don't know when it starts. It's kind of pop as a little, yeah. I don't have a retard there, do you?
No.
Yeah? Can I ask you to get rid of it? No. Almost. Wait, play for me that chord once more as if you're in the rap. You have a tendency slightly at the last minute to add speed to your attack, you know? Yeah. It's not necessary always. Sometimes it serves you very well and you should use it, you know? But sometimes you just want, that kind of splash of sound. Right? Try once more and sit back, and as you play that chord, let your body Molto accelerando, right? Something? Yeah. I don't know, did you have a... I hate to use the word. Play for me there once more. And I'm looking for the sexiest possible sound at the pianissimo, yeah? Yeah, it's funny. Your left hand doesn't like to leap, and yeah, that's interesting. You should, there's a little passage in my book about Shevok saying that Heifetz never imagined he could miss a note. You know, he did, of course, occasionally, right? Then he'd be like, I moved a little too little, so I'll just shift a little more. Many of us are constantly aware that we might miss a note, and therefore we practice with a little anxiety of motion. You know what I mean? We put in a little clutch in the middle, so we practice in the fear.
Right.
So it's very useful in practice time, as they say in yoga practice, don't judge. You missed the note, you ask why, right? I didn't move enough, right? But you don't practice it again with this kind of like, I've got to get this right or I'm going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That usually ends in tears, yeah?
Sure.
Of course you want to play the right notes and you want to figure out, but it's better if you practice in that kind of clutch motion, it makes it harder for you to create that kind of sound. Does that make sense? Play there for me once more, would you mind? With and with no, if you miss it, I won't be upset, yeah? That one too. It feels calculated. You know what I mean? The grace note. I'm going to. Yeah, good. He does this a million times, the two, ba, ba, ba. I don't think they should be the same. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah? You're just there in the opium den or wherever you're out, and or you're with Madame Blavatsky, or, you know, you're in this rapturous space, right, of sort of listening to the harmonies in their infinite kind of inscribe, and, you know, they can go anywhere, right? You're just listening to floating, right? And so as you're listening, you know, you don't da da da. That those are incompatible. Does that make sense? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Do you have a even more gorgeous second finger if you're going to play it? Ah, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Great. Yeah. That was pretty good. That roll was good. Sometimes your rolls were a little perfunctory. Shobak used to play all the rolls like he was unrolling a carpet. You know what I mean? Like, just like the point is to see the beauty of the fabric of the harmony. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's how you want to hear these unfoldings. Yeah. Okay, good. We're there for a while. Can I be slightly difficult about this next? Can we do from whatever it is? From this way,
right, yeah.
the last one, yeah. I appreciate that freedoms are necessary to make this work. It feels a little. Is it possible to be a tiny bit more straightforward about it so we understand a little better what the structure of the phrasing is? Yeah, 'cause otherwise, it's a very confusing passage. I don't know, how's your. Do you have a better voice for those? It's funny. When your right hand has to go up and your left hand has to go out, it causes you some anxiety. Yeah? Play for me there. I'm worried about how hard this shouldn't be as difficult. Can we play right there? Good. So when you play this note, can you send your arm in an arc to that note? Yeah? Yes? Yeah. Was that easier?
Yes.
Yes, good. One more time, let's do that again, because I think that's important. Yeah, good. Great. Feels a tiny bit over-pedaled, but the motion is good, yeah? It feels easier, yeah? Not difficult. You're creating difficulty, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, good. You're worried about the up motion, right? Yeah. Right. Play for me just the left hand. Would you mind? Yeah. Now what is the next note? E major, right? Play for me those three. I'm curious. Good. Okay, this is annoying. Extra credit. Each one with a different color. With a different key speed. In other words, yeah? I can't reach that myself. I guess some people play. You play with the right hand, or what do you
No,
do?
I-
Here? Yeah. You have a bigger hand than I do. Great. Great. I thought that was a slightly better, different color. Yeah, one more time. How are you going to change? You actually have plenty of time between those two notes to make that change, right? Yeah? Okay, let's do an experiment. Do you really need to look?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's try now. So between this note, what is it? Right? What are you doing to create that? Yeah? Whatever that color is, yeah? How are you? Better, yeah. There we go. Those are three different colors.
Yeah.
Good. One more time. Now with the right hand. Good. For me, there's a little too much pedal in the second bar of that, yeah? Maybe flutter it a little.
What's that?
Ba ba ba. Are you sure you need that much retard? Yeah. How do you feel about those gestures? Don't you think they're rather extravagant and unusual? Boom, beyond.
Yes.
I don't really feel them as an integrity right now. Yeah, I don't feel them. They feel like you're getting to the notes, but you're not really absorbing them as a gesture. Boom, beyond, yum. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Yes, right. That they set up the next thing. Boom,
Yeah.
beyond, pam. Yeah. Good. That's better. It's hard, I know. Yeah. Can I slightly obsess about this too? Let's say, can we do anywhere in here? Are you counting 5?
Yeah, somewhat freely.
So, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, freely, right? The problem is it often sounds like 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So be careful. Yeah. You can of course stretch it, but you don't want it to sound da 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 da. Right?
Yeah.
It's tricky. You want it to have this slight asymmetrical. Yeah. Good. Wait. Imagine your left hand is petting. Do you like cats or dogs?
Well,
Either.
I have allies in both.
Allies in both.
Both the species, yeah.
And pick an ally, as if
I
you're
guess I'm more
petting your. Yes, thank you. Yes, you're not playing the piano. I have a poco crescendo subito pianissimo. Sorry to be.
No.
It's such a boring teacher thing to say, but I think it's better. Yeah, I would slightly focus the harmony, not just crescendo. And then dissolve it again, yeah? Like in a liquid or something, yeah. Make it more substantial and then, it's good. I like your pinky, it sounds good. I sense the finger and the knuckle a little more than I wish I did. Okay. Yeah, it's still beautiful, but needs a little more knuckle than that, yeah? It feels weird. What if you're, instead of, imagine lifting your fourth finger or pinky. There we go. Keep the crescendo through this, right? And then subito. Oh, but then, yeah, I can see your hand. It's like, I'm not going to miss this note. But what you want is magic, right? Crescendo. Almost. Yeah, you want to create some sort of... You're not really doing the crescendo. Yeah, it needs a little more center. Yeah, maybe the B sharp. It's good. It still feels a little fingery to me somehow. You know, do you feel that too? I'm trying to figure out why. Beautiful, that's better. You can let your arm go. You don't need to control it right now. Beautiful, yes. Okay. It's beautiful. I don't have any idea what the tempo is whatsoever. Do you? Or are you feeling?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what to do here because
he doesn't write return to the tempo, right?
That's right. Yes.
Is
but
there
I do want to slowly inch my way back to it because then you have this.
Yes. I think that's right. And I was wondering because I'm used to an edition where they maybe put it in. Is this like a special urtext where they've removed it?
I mean,
we're deep down the rabbit hole now. I wish I knew my Scriabin urtext.
I have two urtext editions,
right.
and neither of them have any tempo marking here.
I think your instinct is right. Again, Schubach used to say there are 3 stages to an accelerando. It's like, there's the one where you're sort of just slightly getting impatient, and just sort of starting to snowball. And then there's where you're about to arrive, and you're like, oh yes, here I am. Yeah, he had that beautiful image. You know, I'm not feeling those. You know what I mean? That. Here we are. Yes, those are the ones I need. Yeah, and you need that at the end also, when you do the other poco a poco.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll deal with that in a second,
okay, sure.
Unless they give me the hook. But I wonder if. Let's think about that in terms of the conductor, yeah? You're introducing is every time you have the trombone thing, you slow down to a totally different tempo, right?
Right, okay.
Maybe the first time that's okay, maybe the second time?
Okay.
Yeah, see, experiment, yeah? Because I know that's a tradition, there's certain traditions to this piece that, you know, some of them I like and some of them I have had trouble with over the years, yeah? But I wonder if gradually you begin to become, like, yeah. There's tenuto, right here. Yeah. I'm not feeling any impatience yet. You seem very,
right. No, I don't know because it's quite a long accelerando. It's about a page and a half.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah. Once more from the beginning, let me listen to how you're trying to pace that out one more time, yeah? From the same place, yeah? Yeah, so there's no tempo right now. There's just sort of like every... And that's where you want to be in tempo by then, right?
More or less, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, we're back at the main key, right?
Yeah, essentially.
I'm not saying that Schrabin is like he's after an airtight logic, but I think his music does make sense in its kind of romantic, free associative way, right? Yeah. Right now it feels a little, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm doing a little Florestan and Eusebius thing, inhabiting two different characters, but there's a logic to that too. Yeah. You want to try that once? Is it sort of? Are you happy? Are you happy with that sound? It feels a little. Yeah, that's better. I sort of want to take you and sort of the, because everything's very, and the sway of the back and forth of the 1 and the 2 is a little bit missing. Yeah. Can you start from here? Can you give me a more shattering crescendo? Start softer. No, okay. So by that point, each 2 bars should be terraced up a little bit, right? It's sort of crescendoing, but I don't feel the urge of the crescendo. I appreciate that the retard is there for a reason, but could it be too much? Yeah, that one. If you've got yourself back to tempo,
okay.
Yeah, possibly,
Okay,
yeah. Just
What's that?
if you've gotten yourself, you've worked your way up to tempo so carefully. Now let's keep it for a while. Yeah, let's keep it. Left hand needs more depth, yeah? Yes. Yeah, almost. But can you make the arrival more shattering?
Yeah.
Almost. I feel. What I liked about this is this more swirling. And I really want to feel. Yeah. Almost, yeah. So that, I don't know. I still think there's more in your piano there to create. Yeah. No. Oh, what? Piano. Piano. So still more or less piano. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah. Are you enjoying your people? That's not hard, right?
No, it's not hard.
The other measures are hard. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, throw it away. Then harmony. Yes. Good, good. Ah, no, it was, the first few were really good. That one, yes. Good, Is there a way that can be more or less in tempo? Just time there, yeah? Sorry to make your life difficult. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. You see how your hand, you kind of get into this slightly fixed hand, yeah? Yeah. It's useful for you to some extent, and it creates, I love the frame of the hand, it's great, love it. Yeah, but then now, I think you have a sexier bass note there to play somewhere in your. No, your pinky. No, it's not pianissimo. It's piano, right? Lift your arm for a second. Yeah. There we go. Yes. Then the top notes float in the overtones of the bass in a way that's very satisfying. Yeah. Yeah. Condelizio, right? Is that the chord? No. Yes, okay. Sorry. Yeah. That one floats in there, right? Whatever. You know what I'm after? Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think you have a slightly better. Wait, we worked on that. It was good when you. Yeah. No, this is not serving you. Yeah. Yeah, that's better. You could enjoy that role more, from my perspective, yeah? Wait, try once more that same passage, slightly, like agitato through, and then when you get to the roll, yeah. Yeah, no, you're very nervous about notes in there. Yeah, it feels, this is. Yeah, da-dee-da. So the whole retard is do-dee-wah-boo. Yeah, it's all sudden. Yeah. Trust yourself that you're an excellent pianist. That's what you are, right? Dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-ba-ba-boo. There's no late night at the Blue Note kind of. Molto retard, right? Yeah. Molto retard, for him, that's a lot. Yes, yeah. Right there. That was better. It felt a little less bound by fingers and correctness. It felt a little more, reps. right hand could be slightly. I see your hand kind of collapses weirdly in this case. Weirdly, would you? Can you play a slow attack in your pinky, deep? Can you make it come from the whole finger rather than just the last nickel? Yeah. It feels like you're sitting on the key and you're just hitting at it from there. Yeah. That's a little better. There we go. Yes. Okay, now go on. Yeah. Good. It sounds good. It sounds like each of those three are more or less reproduced from the same, like a little bit cut and paste, as we'd say in word processing or whatever. Do you think you can find slight philosophical distinctions between how you want each of them to be? Yeah. One of them more urgent, slightly more urgent. One of them more languorous. Another one, dreaming. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because so much depends for us as listeners, the narrative of what this passage means to you, I think, right? Yeah. Go from right there. Would you mind one more time trying that? Like, what does that harmony mean in relation to this dominant ninth? What mystery does it? What is it trying to say in really?
It's hard to say, I guess.
What is it? You hear what I'm after? This one I know. 15th chord or whatever it is, yeah, right? The next one is more like, ooh, yeah, it's like hearing those, yeah. There we go. Now we're back. Not different. That's the wrong one.
Oh yeah, that is.
Those chromatic grinds well enough, I think. Yeah. Good. He writes rit and then accelerando.
Right.
I hear basically one tempo.
Okay,
yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's better. I think you could still do it better. Yeah. And yeah, I'm done. Okay. Yeah, good. One more time. The next one. Go on. We'll stop. Tempo. Now, I wouldn't put a fermata there myself. It's like a cinematic jump cut there. Now, retard. No, it's a retard. Retard. No. Now retard. Yes, good. Yeah. Yeah, good. Okay, I should stop because they're going to give me the hook. But it's really a pleasure. I hope you're not too annoyed with all my picking. Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Marius.
Wonderful class.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
Lovely to teach these
yeah,
gifted
very inspiring,
pianists.
Very informative. So, we gathered, Will? So just very quickly to the